Life happens while you're busy making plans. I'm passionate about running and living the greatest times with my ladies. My name is Cloud, and welcome to my channel dedicated to rehab and recovery. Thanks for joining in my journey to recover from the big C, and hopefully someday soon, run again. Hey there. Another day, another grind. Let's do this. Rehab and recovery. Let's get after this, you and me. Oh yeah, it's always just you and me. Have you ever had a time in your life that something happened that's given you pause and made you stop and think about your mortality, about your time on earth, about your eventual demise? If you did, what was the first thing that came to your mind? What were the very first thoughts you had? Today, this is the very topic that I want to tackle, and I want to share with you some of the things that I've realized along this journey and recovery from cancer. But before we get to that, just a few things. If you are new to my channel, you see me working out and getting my cross-training program accomplished in this video podcast in the background. This is my current training regimen for the time being, and it will continue to evolve and change as I slowly get better. I'll probably have plenty of peaks and valleys along the way towards recovery. I do have loftier goals to resume running when the time is right, and I have conservative goals for myself this year, just 10K. Hopefully I'll be able to string plenty of training sessions to get to that point, but that's for when the weather changes. For now, this is where I'm at. I invite you to follow along with me. Get your training session done as we're both doing this. Do your session, follow my session. It doesn't matter. Point is, we get the work done. I promise you tonight, I dragged myself down here. I actually had a 20-minute cat nap right after dinner. Just enough snooze to get some wind and energy back in my system to get this training regimen done tonight. Yes, I almost faltered tonight. I almost called it quits and not do this training session for this week's block. But then I thought to myself, the why and the purpose. Something we talked about in my previous video. What's all this for? And then I realized that, you know what? Let me get to work. Let's do this. So come on. Let's face this together. So many thoughts and so many things I've realized along this journey since I was diagnosed with lung cancer and the subsequent medical interventions, the plenty of tests I'd had to go through, and the surgeries, multiple surgeries and chemo treatments, and I continue to be on treatment as I speak right now, and the continued surveillance and blood tests and lab works and scans that's penned into my schedule and my calendar for the next 2 years, perhaps more, is going to be a continued, ongoing battle in this journey we call life. For me, it's a little more complicated. For you out there who have been diagnosed with cancer, we both understand what it is I'm talking about. We both realize and we know firsthand how all these feels. Yeah, it has appended my world these past few months. This has been the center of focus of a lot of my energy and attention, and it has taken away so much uh, of of me, I suppose. So, to go back to that very first question I asked of you, have you ever had moments in your life where you had to stop and think about your own mortality? As I have done so in one or more occasions this year. The very first thing that came to my mind was my daughter and my wife. How would their lives be appended? And how would their lives turn into a corner? What kind of projection would their lives change? And how would it change? And then after that, I thought about me, how I felt about my own mortality, about suddenly realizing and waking up one day that yes, there is a clock in the background. It's always been ticking. For me, for all of us, there's a clock. Oftentimes we don't hear it. Nowadays, I hear it more. I hear it all too often. Most times I'm good at not paying attention to it. But everything that I do that reminds me that I'm on this path, I'm on this journey, I start and begin to hear that clock ticking again. For such a very long time, I have felt invincible, is something I could probably say and use with regards to my health. And in many facets of my life, I have felt I was a king of the world. And yet, nowadays, I feel more grounded. Truly having this formal diagnosis of having cancer has made me feel orders in magnitude vulnerable. Yes, I've felt vulnerable, and I continue to feel vulnerable ever so often. I don't like the sensation that I'm not the one that people can lean on. Rather, the feeling that I have to start leaning on people is something that does not sit well with me. I'm always ready to help someone. I've always found it very difficult asking for help from someone. And yet I find myself in that situation now. And every day I learn, every day I understand my boundaries and my barriers, and learn to live and change my perspective and mindset. Nowadays, I'm more open to taking a step back and letting other people flourish and letting other people take command and not be the leader that I always felt like I needed to be. And perhaps this is not such a bad thing. Both at work and at home and socially, I've began to take a step back. That feeling of needing to lean on other people is not such a bad feeling, perhaps, after all, because it gives other people a chance to step up and be that guy or the it for you, for me, for my family, at work, at home. This is not such a bad thing. So how have you dealt with this feeling of being vulnerable? Thank you for your time tonight. I'll see you soon.